Okay, so hands up, who here feels that they are an incredibly sensitive being? That you've been told you're way too sensitive, you wear your heart on your sleeve, you feel everything around you, you're empathic, you can't, you know, it's just too much. And who else feels that everything's just too much, too busy? Time goes faster and faster and faster and faster. Well, that's exactly what we're here all about, in that this is the 9th phase of the calendar, of the Mayan calendar, from so many thousands of years ago, when they were predicting the speed of the planet would rise up, the frequency, the vibration of the planet would change. And this is where we are. This is where we are right now, and this is why you chose to come here and be here at this specific time, as the planet goes through this drastic transformation and change, and you as a human feel all of that. Unfortunately, what most of us have done is dumb down our feelings as much as we can, with keeping over busy, with overeating, some people with drinking or smoking or being addicted to something, just obsessive with something. But we are on a planet in the phase of a shift. That is an absolute given. And if you're feeling that you're sensitive, and if you feel that you're here for something bigger than the mundane life, then you and I are absolutely in alignment. And this is all the stuff that I teach, so that you can understand what's going on in your body, why these symptoms come up, why your business is failing or finances are dwindling. It's because you're being asked to do things in a different way. Now, the dragons have specifically come through to help us understand and remind us who we are as powerful beings, to break the spell of the illusion that you're in, that you are a human being. When you are a human being filled to the brim with your soul. And this is what they want you to know more than anything else. And not just know that, but nothing is going to come unless you've resolved the unresolved, what you haven't dealt with so far. All the crap, all the garbage, the space within you that is ready to be cleared, so that the new energy, the new you can start coming through. You are a conduit between the heavens and the earth. You are like a battery. You are this barometer of energy. So you feel energy, you feel the sensitivity of the energy, you radiate, you transmit that energy, you also receive that energy. Most of us forget that we receive this energy, but that's exactly what we're feeling all the time. And we try and block that out. And we start living in a very narrow wave bandwidth of this particular energy, because a lot of it is too much to handle. Now, what if your sensitivity is your superpower? Once you know, once you understand how you use your sensitivity. Oh, I feel this. I feel that. Is that coming from me? No, it's coming from someone else. Who's it coming from? That person. Yep. No, that person, or that building, or that event. That's where it's coming from. I feel it. I sense it. And therefore you don't need to hold it. You don't need it to create form in your body. You don't need to keep thinking about it. You don't need to keep worrying about it. You can focus on something else. You can focus on being in the present moment. You're always being a conduit for life force energy flowing through you. This is what the dragons want me to go into today. So that you get to be the new human evolved on the planet that's running at a very different frequency to the frequency you grew up in, to the extremely different frequency that your parents grew up in, and a completely different frequency to your grandparents. We are having to do things in a very different way. You'll see this when you get frustrated with the education system, when you get frustrated with politics, when you get frustrated with big pharma companies, when you get frustrated with being sold to, when you get frustrated with doctors and things. They can't work what's going on in your body because it's not It's not science evolved, it's spiritually evolved, and it's evolved from your thinking and your feeling, and it is coming through as a sign for you. As much as you see robins or rainbows or angel numbers 111, 777, which are great and fun, they show you that you're listening. Are you listening to everything else, or have you blocked it out because you just don't want to see it, don't want to hear it, don't want to speak about it? It's too much to handle. If you ask somebody how they are, oh, busy, 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 so much to do. When you've got divine information coming through, when you've got it on target, it's direct, it's coming directly into you, and there's no need to research and do this and copy someone else. I'm not a coach, because I do not want to tell you how I did things. I want to open you up, create the space, so that you have your own connection with your soul, so that your soul can tell you exactly what you're here to do and when you're here to do it. This has been my whole journey. I'm still opening up, and I'm still creating, and I'm still living a wondrous world. But that's the whole point. If you're listening to someone and copying what someone else is saying or wondering what you're doing, the confusion, you're in a very low, not low, but you're in a very limited bandwidth. We have 4 dragons today, 4 of the 8. Every single Friday we do 4 of the 8 dragons. Whatever dragon you have chosen will have a message to you about how you can pivot, how you can see the big picture, how you can get into the fine detail of it, and what's it like when you arrive where you were meant to be, where you are walking in a body fit for your soul. You're listening, you're tuning in, you're understanding, and you're acting on that information. So today the first dragon is Tara. Tara is a sea dragon, sea green dragon, green and blue. She came to me when I was sitting on the beach one day, writing in my journal and doing a reading for someone. I was doing a reading, I was listening in. And so we got talking, and I'm like, oh, gosh, wow. Because I could focus my eyes in a different way, and I could see this creature, this energy. And I'd been sitting there quite quietly having a conversation, but at the other side of the beach, there was a dog going absolutely crazy. And his owner was like holding him on the lead and holding him on the lead. This tiny little beach that I go to in Seabourn. And this dog just had to come over. Anyway, he slipped his leash and he came racing over to see me. And he just rolled over and he was just reveling in this whole energy that myself and Tara were in. And he was so playful, and I was, he scratched my leg because his claws were just all over the place. But he was having so much fun because he could sense the energy. No one else on the beach could sense the energy. But he was a very sensitive being, as we all are. And that's why, people who do animal whispering or body whispering like I ended up doing, and you learn all of those. You learn how you're already listening to your plants, how you're already picking up on information that you think is maybe futile or silly. But, can you imagine that you can do it for yourself, you can do it for your loved ones, you can do it for your business, because everything holds consciousness. Now, dragon number 1. Dragon number 1 is the sea green dragon that I was just telling you about. And her message is, you're to be the voice, you're to be the voice of what's going on. You're to be helping here to help humans go to the next step by you owning who you came here to be. But what the dragons tend to see is like a brick wall. They tend to see something that's really solid, and they can't get through it because you're so busy and you're so active, breaking down or building up boundaries rather, that stop all the information coming through. My job is to help you feel safe so that the information can start coming through, and it's information for you. So I can never tell you what to do. I can tell you what I pick up, I could do readings for you, but at the end, it's the idea that you can pick up what's going on and you get to know what your purpose is. So I'm asking Tara, she's given me number 5. I've asked Tara then just what card would be best for me to read today to find out what this state is all about and how it can help you the most. So Tara's given me the card number 13. It's not the first time that I've read this. So if you've chosen Tara, then this is for you. Okay, so the subject here today is flow. Let the energy that you feel pass through you and out of you. So going back to what I was saying before, you get sensitive, you clear your energy, and you're able to pick up where the energy is coming from. You'd be able to hear if a plant is flooded, or if a plant is dry, or if a person is sad, or if a person is happy. In the past, you might think, I don't want to feel that, but this is your sensitivity. This then becomes your superpower. Just let it go. Let it pass, flow through you and out of your body. You can find it difficult to unplug and get off the whirlwind of the normal activity and just observe the chaos and the energy. And that all the activity around you is just that energy on the move. You are invited to experience that you can stay calm, observe, and let it flow on past and out of your experience. Imagine that a feeling is just a feeling. It cannot be touched, held, pinned down, located, or locked in, or even worded accurately. A feeling is a unique language of vibration. The planet is in higher vibration. We're getting more vibrations through that we've never felt before. It is just a feeling. Okay. We, the dragons, do feel what you feel. We can interpret it. Sometimes there aren't words for the interpretation. There aren't enough words in the human dictionary to describe that feeling, especially now. Words are inadequate and an immature reference. Feelings are far more accurate. If you could just speak feeling, if you could speak vibration, if you could speak light language, if you could speak animal, if you could speak plant, you're translating what you're picking up, what the resonance is, what the vibration is. Open up to being consciously aware of a feeling as the energy enters and becomes present inside you, vibrating its particular message to you. To do this is something similar to going on a journey on the inside. It can be described as what it would be like to venture to different countries on the inside. If you like, you could see it as being an internal tourist, exploring your feelings, like discovering how a different one continent feels to another continent, or how does one experience to another experience. Maybe you can experience the energy vibration of fear, and in contrast you can feel the vibration of freedom. Now, how does hot and cold feel different to you? How different is receiving a smile and shedding a tear? How does it feel as those things happen and pass through your body? Being aware and being present of what's passing through your body is a joy. In fact, that you can feel these things, just the simple things, with no words, no stories, no narration, no comment, no criticism, just what's happening. Just feel it. There is a freedom in the letting go and not getting attached to it and building a story around it. So that is Tara's message to us today, to just be in that observant state. About a couple of months ago, I was given the very precise action of sitting for half an hour and just being a conduit for the energy. By being a conduit for the energy wasn't splashing out all over the place and blocked and not able to get through. And so many things have changed for me since. I've got titles for books. I've got solutions to a studio that was leaking. I've got solutions for all sorts of things when you allow that to come through you. And this is what Tara's asking for as well. Just feel it and just let it go. This is the new human. The new human is being the conduit for life force energy. That's your sensitivity. You feel it already, but you've decided not to call on it or to use it to your advantage. Become the witch, become the sorceress, and you can use that to your advantage. Seraphina is the next card, top right. She's the golden dragon, the matriarch of all the clan of dragons that I speak to about conscious awakening. I've asked her which card would be best for us today, and we've come to card number 7. Card number 7 is You Are the Creator. And I've just finished another round of becoming the creator being that you are. 30 days to creating your new reality. So that's kind of poignant. You are the creator. You are creating all of the time. Your quest for the life you seek, with all the strange and beautiful possibilities, is now to openly receive. So we go back to what Tara was saying. Receive, receive, receive. And to understand your part in all of that. Dare you recognize that you have created your current reality today. Whatever's going on in your current reality, however it's standing out, however it's affecting you physically, mentally, relationships, business-wise, you created that. And I know sometimes like, I don't want to admit that I created that. To see you open up to the knowing that you are your own creator would be a joy, says Seraphina. That would be a light going on, and that's what it's meant when we say you are creating all of the time. If you can see the creation that you have created for yourself, by yourself, that is a truly beautiful realization of the ultimate responsibility. And I'm getting here an extra little adage to that, and that is your soul coming through. At the same time, if you can see the evidence of what you have created and know that you can also turn that around 180 degrees, why not? You are the creator. You created it, so you can uncreate it or recreate it, reset it, recalibrate it. You can go from head to toe, from back to front, and when you do, that is the evidence that you seek, that you are the creator. Sometimes you can create fun things like a couple of pairs of velvet trousers, or a parking space, or changing a relationship around, or putting out there that you would like a gift, or wouldn't it be fun if I could get a lift to here, to there, to everywhere, or be invited out to dinner, or somebody give me something that they don't want, but I absolutely love it. You can create fun stuff. And, there's no big and small to this. So we're talking about the proof that you are the creator. All of the problems that you face, the struggles, are nothing more than the thoughts you had and the energy and the vibration that you gave them and the intention that you had at some point when you were putting all of that into your focus, and so intently so, and so energetically so. Being a conscious creator means that you become acutely aware of how you feel in your own body. Your body becomes your barometer. You can access it like a scale of vibrations of your feelings and accept that each is clearly different, just like a range of colours or notes or tones of music. On this scale of feelings that you are now aware of, and that is going from one end to the other, you will now be aware how each vibration of thought or a thing can affect you and how it feels in your body. This is a practice, and it is a subtle knowing that you are gaining evidence of this powerful technique of creation from vibration. Every single word, thought, person, object of your desire has a wave, a frequency, a vibration that passes through your barometer, that passes through your detector, your physical body. Your body is your barometer and a powerful receiver to be able to recognize and decipher the vibrations. You can then translate and give that particular feeling that comes from particular vibration a name. Maybe you go, it's kind of like this, but that doesn't really describe it. It's kind of like that, but that doesn't really describe it. And then you know that you haven't really got a name for it, but you can hold it, you can pin it down in some way to kind of understand it in the mind. And then you can start understanding where it came from and the reason why you're feeling it. then you can let it go. You can let it pass through your body and you can come back to your safe place, and it feels like you've come back home. So where your soul lives in your body is your safe place. It lives in every single cell, but I always direct it to this channel that you are, this conduit that you are. That's your soul energy. It's when you're connected to the heavens and the earth, when you're aligned. And your soul is within all of that. And when you're consciously aware of where you are at any single time, your soul is engaged with you. The third card that we have today is the handsome Raphael. Okay, Raphael, so as far as it's being super sensitive and super powerful, which would be the best card? Let's see what that one's all about then. Okay, Raphael, number 23 in the whole deck that is coming together. It's taking its time. Raphael, the silver dragon, he really wants you to fine-tune, to weave your new creation, to let all of it come in together. So like there's this thread that just goes through every single thing that you do, every single business, every single relationship. It's weaving its way through. So today, what he wants to say to you, he says, intention. To know yourself as more powerful than anyone imagined. You're being asked to trust your deepest knowing of what is the right direction for you, and not to rely on others to point you towards your path. It is your very own powerful intention that you were born with. Here, you find what's at the absolute depths of you, what you live for and what drives you, what you came here for. So often, you find that those who don't follow their divine path and gust instincts and dreams become depressed. They become sick because their body is pushing them and pulling them to listen, as they give their true power away, following the rules of acceptance, family traditions, seeking acceptance, pride, falling into trauma to prove themselves as worthy in the traditional old ways of success, in some ways holding back of who they really, really came here to be. There are specific steps to take to discover the intention you were born with, what some call your dharma, your destiny, your true purpose and passion. It is not the same as if somebody gives you an intention that is not yours, like when you work in a company. You feel the mundane obligation, the energy running through you, to find the personal specific intention that is yours and truly beautiful and feels unlimited and freeing. I'm being told to pass on something here for something that someone will be listening. You may know what lights you up like a Christmas tree. You may know what gives you your essence, but somehow you don't find that you have the capacity or that you're allowed to do it, or someone is dragging you back to the mediocre, to the mundane. They don't get you, they don't believe in you, and you find it very important that they do, because you can't move forward without them, so you're not independent. This has certainly happened to me when I was trying to sort of bring out the soul work, the body whispering. Before the dragons came through in my book, The Practical Magic Life, I kept being pulled back into women and their bodies and weight loss, even though it's so important, because it is definitely a guide to what's going on in the body and what you're here for. It spoke to me at a time, but I didn't want to coach about that. I didn't want to work with that specifically, just that. The energy for me was like, oh my God, I could cry. It is so not who I was anymore. I'd evolved. So if you're feeling any of this, or if you feel just like, oh my God, I just so want to get out there and speak about this, but I don't know how, it doesn't light me up when I speak about this. And then somebody was with me and they said, oh my God, when you talk about the soul and when you talk about body whispering and you talk about the evolution of the human, you light up. You are a different person. You cannot keep going back to talking about weight. And I went, I know. So this was what was coming through when we were talking about this particular, your intention, when it draws you, it nags at you, it gnaws at you, you're on a quest and it just doesn't feel good when you're not doing something that's true to you. Let's just put it that way. Discovering your attention is like going on a journey. It's like going on a trip on the inside, finding out who you are, finding out what gives you pleasure, what gives you joy, what feelings you like the most. It's rich and transformative for you that you can find your deepest intention. It's never about the material objects which the world is full of and we are all drawn to and attracted to. It's a deep knowing, an intention, that it's your soul's intention for your work. And it's just for you. The way that you'd handle it, the people you speak to, the angle that you come from, it's quite unique to you. It's perfect for you. And that's what we tap into, enhance, grow into, and see how far it can be taken in this lifetime and have it evolve with you. That's when at the end of the day you've created something and you can just say, I created that. It came through me. So many people now are having things channeled through them because the vibration is changing, because we're living on a different planet. Things are being channeled through them. So books and talks and videos and dragon cards, because we're at that time now when it's zero tolerance for us doing things in the old ways, the ways that we were educated. We need to uneducate ourselves and feel safe in this conduit to receive the information, to know why we're here, what we're doing, and what our soul is actually really trying to get us to pay attention to. The fourth dragon today is Utopia. She is the beautiful sunlight dragon. When I met her, she just hovered. She just hovered above me like the brightest sunshine. And she will never land back on earth again. She will never put her feet back on earth again, not in the old way. Utopia is someone who walks in their soul energy, and they can see through the eyes of the soul, hear through the eyes of the soul, and they just go, I don't need to be pulled down. Quagmire is what's, the images and the words that I'm getting. I don't need to come down to that level anymore to help, to show the way, to light the path. I don't need to come down to that level. I don't need to get my feet in the mud. So I was asking what card she wanted me to read today about this particular subject. Cool. She's talking about elevation. She's talking about, it's card number 59. It's not the first time I've read this one either, of course. Beyond love and what we know as love. Can you imagine when you're in your euphoric state? You're in love with everything, everyone. Everything's easy. Simple is best, easy is right. Can you feel what's emanating from me as I'm speaking to you right now? There's just such a light with it. Again, enlightened. There we go. I'm not going to give any more details to that. So anyway, what's for love? What's beyond love? What's below? There is an expression beyond love. It's not necessary for the majority of the population to know about this, but the more the population have the ability and are able to step more into the frequency of love, and you want to know more about love, then this will be a massive transformation of the vibration of the planet. For those of you who want to know what is beyond love, it's a feeling of mass expansion, connectedness to every single particle of the world, connected to being able to love everything and everyone. This is the state you might decide to call bliss, which is a word that already exists in the human language. The feeling is of being in awe and in wonder like a child. It's like a childlike state. And there would also be other adequate words to describe beyond love, enlightened as well as bliss. There is a feeling that goes with this in the human body, and it's kind of fulfilling, cozy, heavy feeling, expansive, and it's really difficult to contain it because it just oozes and bubbles out. It's difficult to understand. It's mind-blowing. You can't contain it. It's almost like being an enlightened being, like you'd imagine Buddha or Jesus, who were just in love and accepting the world as it was all the time. At the same time, it has a weightlessness feeling. It's a state when you can cross over in your vibration and talk into other dimensions, other species communications. It's when you are able to see across the different light spectrums. It is almost about being able to feel across different vibrations and spectrums at all. So you feel what's going on in someone else. You feel what's going on in an animal. You feel what's going on in a plant. Or my chickens outside the window. To know bliss is beyond love, and I only have an image of it that I can necessarily give you all the words to describe what it is, as words are such a basic Neanderthal language to be able to describe such an experience, because it creates a feeling within the body. Beyond love is where everything, if you can imagine, is brighter, more colourful, intense details and colours. There is an easier sense of what's around you, more flow and a rolling feeling, and you can really be used to being a channel and a conduit for this energy. As you see another dimensional being, you see into, through and around things, across the light spectrums. You hear across a wider bandwidth, and you see with new eyes and hear with new ears. All your senses are heightened, and this makes you so totally happy and complete. Compassionate, empathic, sensitive. You are on the world as you know it, but not of the world, if that makes sense. But you are a being otherworldly. This state of bliss we attribute to being enlightened or awakened masters. But it doesn't end there, because you in your new human state, with the mass vibrational changes and transformations that are going on at the moment, this is who you are, and this is what you're capable of, being this light about life and being the creator of your own new reality. My name is Fiona Robertson. I'm always here to help you transform, move into your conscious self, get readings, another reading. It doesn't matter what the vision of source has to say to you, how you can clear the space in your body, how you can clear the space in your mind, clear the space in your body, and spend 3 days on a virtual retreat where you are in that clear oneness state, so that you start getting images, you start getting messages, you start to get what you're here for, the vision that Source has for you. If that is of interest to you, because it should be, then you know that you can't move forward until you've cleared a lot of the dross, cleared the stuff in the mind. This is why we're creating this space, so that you can feel into this. You can become more of an expansive being, and you can expand and radiate and receive more information of what you're here for and how being a human can be so much easier for you. Lots and lots of love. Have a great week.